How's everyone doing this lovely Friday morning? It's your boy Reg in the building. And my homeboy Try with me.
Yo,
And today we are going to talk about our thoughts on the first season of Queens, which was the show about the female rappers, from back in the day trying to make a comeback, starring Brandy, Eve, the three, and what's her girl's name? Nadine Velasquez. I don't even know if I'm saying her name right on some real shit. Yeah, man. So I didn't expect the first season to end this fucking early on some real shit.
right.
Cause like we only in fucking February. 'Cause, most first seasons would end May. You know, because I recently just heard Our Kind of People from Fox. They recently got canceled,
Wow.
and I know both that and this show were like supposed to be like for
Mm-hmm.
like our people and stuff like that. Huge ratings winners, but well, I'll get into that in a minute. But yeah, let's talk about this shit. So this first season was a little bit of everything. It debuted October 19, 2021. Already from the get go, it gave a nice introduction about who's who and shit like that. You have Eve, Brianna, aka Professor Sex, who's like the how can I put it? She's like the relatable one, the
Mm-hmm.
hardworking one, and shit like that. With
Right.
her storyline, her husband, played by Manrico Lee and stuff like that. He pretty much just cheated on her with one of his students and stuff, and then he had cancer later on in the season and shit like that too.
Right.
And then you know what I'm saying? She ended up getting shot, which we'll get into that in a minute. Mm.
Yep.
And then you had Brandy's character, Explicit Lyrics,
Yep.
who was like the writer of the group and stuff like that. She was very adamant in not returning to hip hop because when we first met her, she was like performing at some acoustic
Mm-hmm.
venue and stuff like that.
Right.
Then you had Naturi playing the Thrill, Jill the Thrill, who out of everybody, she probably had the craziest story this season out of everybody and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
She was a Catholic. She kind of felt unhappy that she cheated on This is the thing. She cheated on her husband with a girl named Tina and stuff like that. But then she ended up like not claiming Tina and started messing around with her publicist or whatever.
Right.
Next thing you know, her husband went out to kill her. Ended up shooting Eve's character, Professor X, whatever.
Right.
Yeah, so she's going through all sorts of shit. Let's be real.
Right.
And then you had Valeria, and still played by Nadine, who was like the light skinned, pretty one, the Spanish one. And it's funny how we were recently talking about this whole Afro Latina, the Afro Latina era. And then I know like with the Queens, they were supposed to have been popular during like the late '90s, early 2000s. So
Right.
that kind of explained the whole Afro Latina and shit like that.
Right.
Then you had two other characters, Eric, played by Taylor Seal, who was like the manager of the group.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the way, Valeria, she pretty much got into it with Naomi, like in the first two episodes, because like Naomi blamed because Naomi and her were messing around with Eric, the manager,
Right.
and stuff like that too. And then ended up happening. They actually she actually got married. Then she got them ass implants and stuff. Like the whole storyline within like the last maybe 3 or 4 episodes is just all over the place, which we'll get into that in a minute. And then finally you had Lil Muffin, played by Pepe Sanuga
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. She was like the one that is sampling their work
Right.
and stuff like that. And she actually got into it with the label because pretty much like over creative control. And she ended up dropping a Lil Muffin and stuff like that. And yeah, like I said, we'll get into all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But what did you think about this season as a whole? Let's just ask that.
Well, I think. you know, I was excited for this show to see, a show on ABC on a major network, and it's about hip hop, and they were playing like the real hip hop songs on there. It was nothing like that was fake or made up or what I'm saying.
Right.
It was a surprise to see like in the first episode see them freestyling to the Uchi Wally beat.
Right.
I know a lot of people hate Uchi Wally. They
I
can't
do.
stand that song like you. And that was refreshing to see, like to see Brandy and Eve and Notori freestyling to that beat, on a show on a major network, and I was happy for it, and to see Brandy, we've known for a long time to to act as well as sing, and to see her on there kicking bars as well as singing, and I didn't know originally Brandy wanted to be a rapper. So I'm
Hmm.
like, and she was dope. She was definitely kicking balls. I'm like, she could have did this as a second career. She could have been a rapper, And you got Eve on there, and she was great. You have Nadine Velasquez, who I'm not familiar with, and she was good as Valeria, and um, you got Taylor Seal, who's as Eric. I thought it was a good. The story was good, and to see that this could have been like any one of those our favorite 90s R&B or hip hop groups that broke up over turmoil and money and jealousy and all that, and then came back together, and that could have been Brand Nubian or Escape or any one of those groups. And um I like the story and who they casted, and to to see I feel like it was like a inside look of like how the industry really is, told through their eyes or whatever, and how like when you've made like when you've made money for a label, and multi platinum plaques and all that, and then the labels throw you to the wayside, and they run and get the hot new trendy thing, which was Lauren, and she was younger, and she had her fan base, and her career was going, and she decided to get them on a feature or whatever, and resurrect the Nasty Girl's career, and um I thought that was dope of her to do that. And then you see like during the season when when she was down and out, the the whole crew was there for her or whatever. And Eric was messy. He was sleeping with both Valeria and
Worst manager ever. That's all I gotta
yeah,
say.
he mismanaged
Worst
money.
manager ever. He
He
didn't
was
do
he
shit.
got involved with Valeria and Naomi, and
Almost got killed by Jada Kiss.
had a baby with Naomi. You know what I'm saying? And you know
Jojo.
you know what I'm saying? And it was like I felt like he was just there for himself. He wasn't really there for them. And I think over time he realized his mistake, and he wanted to correct that, and he realized that like he was being messy, and he wanted to settle down with Naomi's character, with Naomi. And after finding out that her daughter that was his, and he felt, I think that had a lot to do with it, because he felt bad that he wasn't there for his daughter. And we found out later that his daughter can spit bars too, and um they end up getting married. And I think Eric realized his mistakes, but he was very messy when he was
Very.
younger. Valeria, she was, she never knew her mom, and that storyline played into the show.
Yeah.
And it found out it wasn't really her mom, the girl, like the lady, the woman that came back in her life. It wasn't really her.
I just wanted to be there for you.
Yeah, her mom
I
really
just wanted
passed away,
somebody to love.
and
Somebody
she
walking
was
down J-Lo and
she
shit,
was
man.
like, yeah, she was like the hip hop J Lo that I felt like she was like her character was like trying to prove her her ethnicity to the
Right.
other girls, and she, after they broke up, she went off and did her own thing and became like a big time star in her own right. And then she came back to the group, and she had her problems, and with Naomi, and finding her way in the group again, and then meeting the guy in the studio, and marrying the other guy. And
Yeah. That,
I,
just
I
met him.
Yeah, I didn't understand that. I just was like, why is she rushing to marry a guy? Like,
At that point, mind you, like
mm,
I think it's now it's a good time to talk about the quality
mm,
with Eve than the quality of the show
right,
after Eve, because I felt like after Eve had her baby, there was a lot of throwing stuff on the wall to making it
mm,
stick. I
right,
think the first episode they were trying to tackle sexual harassment in the music industry with Remy Ma, which that was a good episode. I'm not gonna lie, that was a good episode.
mm,
And I think the next episode they're trying to form a label and they're
right,
trying to talk about the whole Britney Spears conservatorship,
yeah.
which I'm just that episode probably the weakest episode of that season. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be honestly real, and I like the fact that they take out headlines from the music industry, especially
Mm-hmm.
when what's that rapper who posted that diamond? Uzi Vert, I think, posted that fucking
Yeah,
diamond
yeah,
on his forehead. You know, they had a little
right.
muffin, had
Mm-hmm.
that unicorn and stuff like that. Oh,
Yeah,
Jesus Christ. A lot of rappers even showed up there. Jada Kiss,
mm-hmm.
Wyclef, Cameron. Hell, Cameron would post
Cameron,
up with the baby daddy and stuff like
mm-hmm.
that.
Crazy.
Then they had the other episode. Robin Givens played Eric's wife. I'm just like, what?
Yeah,
Wife? Whoa, whoa,
that was a
whoa.
stretch.
Yeah, I mean, Robin Givens is sexy, very beautiful, but I'm just like, really?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. What else? Who else? Then they had that one storyline with Jill, her husband,
Yeah,
her husband and stuff like that too.
he
Which,
passed away because he had cancer,
yeah,
and he was already on in a doghouse with her, and I felt like she was struggling with trying to forgive him because he had cancer.
oh, you talking about Beyond? I was talking about
Brianna, my bad.
yeah, yeah, you good, you good.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that kind of irritated me how they kind
mm-hmm.
of faked her death. I'm just like, so
Yeah, I
we
didn't
get
understand
into soap opera territory now and
that. Right.
stuff like that.
I
Like,
didn't like that. Either she dead or she's not.
right,
It
or just
felt it felt like some Tupac shit going on. Like I didn't like
or
that.
just have had her in a coma
Right.
and stuff
Exactly.
like that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But and even like the show was so fast paced. I've seen people compare it to Empire, but Empire wasn't this fast paced
Mm-hmm.
because
Right.
it's like you would think like an Empire they would resolve something by like a 2 episode. No, these motherfuckers resolve shit like by the end of the episode and
Yeah.
shit, which I fucking love
Mm-hmm.
because I hate slow paced shows, especially when they try to add unnecessary plot devices and stuff like that.
Right.
Um, but out of all the girls, Jill needed to be slapped. The Tori's character, she needed to be
Yeah.
slapped.
Well, I think she had it rough. Like she was. I think she was hiding her sexuality from her father because he was so religious, and she
Yeah,
had to come out and tell him, and she was um there was a lot that she was I think that was like the main thing was her sexuality. She was hiding from the public and from her dad, and trying to come to grips with dad, and she went through various different people on this show, different partners, and I thought she was one of the dopest ones on the show, like with her raps. I think she had like the to me she had like the strongest like songs when it came to like her character's defining moment
I
that was
agree.
going on in her life, and she looked gorgeous in it, and Notori's always been a beautiful woman, and she looked a lot better to me on here than she did on Power. You know what I'm saying? And um, she
I
was
agree.
she was when she was close with Brianna, and then when Brianna passed away, it was like I felt like she was,
Passed away.
yeah, yeah, when she was so close passed away, she had a nervous breakdown. I'm like, is Naomi's character the only one that knew that Brianna was alive and everybody else didn't know?
See, and they didn't even explain that part
They didn't
either.
explain that, right? It was
Like
like we see Brianna on an island or like on a vacation with her kids, and the phone is ringing, and it's Naomi. So Naomi knew all along that she was alive, but the other people are like Jill is crying like she's dead and everything. I didn't
that,
understand that.
in my opinion, that was kind of shady.
Yeah,
In my opinion, but I had to blame the writing on that
right.
one.
And it's like then the week after they all knew that she was alive. I'm like, well, y'all didn't explain that.
You know what was kind of funny though?
Uh,
That part when she saw Tina with a new boo or whatever and
mm-hmm.
stuff like that, and then
Right,
she was trying to talk to Tina. Tina was like, "Oh, I'm sorry about what happened," and
right,
fucking
right.
Jill was trying to act like everything was all good. It was like, I can't, I can't believe he could have done this. And then Tina said some shit like,
Mm.
"You just don't know people who they truly are," and shit.
Right. And I thought for sure, that Tina would have been the shooter, or she would have got back with Jill, and it never happened.
I'm glad.
Like they showed her thinking about it. I'm like, okay, so maybe there's a chance, but it never happened.
So Jill was all like, "Whew, I'm so
Mm.
glad," and Tina was like, "What are we even doing?" and stuff like that. Like, I was kind of laughing,
Right.
especially that episode when she sat in her car.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, "Shut up."
Right. You
She
know.
got real hood for me.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying, and the stuff that went on with Lauren, and shit, her career as an artist, falling
Little
apart. And
muffin.
yeah, Little Muffin. And then it was like she resorted to, but not resorted, but she went into a different direction. She went to college, and she got accepted at USC. And then she was I think she was studying to be a lawyer or whatever.
She became a lawyer real quick.
Yeah, I'm
That's
like, that was quick.
She became a lawyer really quick.
From being Little Muffin to a lawyer. Wow. In the span
I'm
of
just
like a couple episodes.
like, okay, now y'all just the whole record label thing. I can do the record
Yeah.
label. You cannot tell me that you can become a lawyer within an episode. Come
Right.
on now, like
And Remy Martin comes on for like 2 episodes, and I thought she was gonna replace Eve's character, but she came on,
I'm
and she had
glad.
like this long standing beef with Naomi. And then they squashed the beef, and she was supposed to be signed to the label. And then we don't see Remy Martin again. We saw like for the last episode, but we don't really see her. Like, is she signed to the label, or you know what I'm saying? They didn't explain that.
Unanswered questions.
Yeah, there was like a lot of unanswered questions, and I felt like it was rushed after Eve had left. It was like everything was rushed. It seemed like, and my whole thing is like, did they know ahead of time that Eve was pregnant before she actually announced it, and that's how they did the show, or was this like a last minute thing? Like, oh, well, she's leaving the show, and we gotta run a scramble to tie things up. And that's what it seemed like. It don't seem like everything was planned out,
That's what I think too.
you know. And I think they're gonna end up canceling it, and it'll be a shame. I think they should need to bring it back, or at least on streaming. I think this story can continue, but if they get rid of the show because of Eve's pregnancy, that would be bad, because I think we need more shows like this on primetime.
On some real shit, I would not be surprised if they did cancel it because
Right.
even the finale itself was
Hmm.
kind of rushed,
Yeah.
especially the whole lovey-dovey wedding. Oh, Jesus.
Right. They rushed to do that too. I'm like,
Right,
really?
like
There was it wasn't that the same episode where Naomi felt like she couldn't trust Eric. All of a sudden you're saying I
yeah, the
do.
episode before,
The
like
episode before, right? Now
it's
she's
like
saying she's running to say,
can't
"Oh, I
trust-
do." And
stupid.
yeah, they rushed to do that wedding.
They should at least waited another season just to get their feelings together, in my
Right,
opinion. But
right,
I guess
right.
they had it felt like more of a series finale than a season
Yes,
finale. Like,
definitely. It didn't feel like a season finale at all. You know.
and you mean to tell me, I like how they left the fourth slot open, whether evil return or not. I'm
Mm,
just like, this is just cheap.
right. Yeah,
Yeah,
what was that? Like they just okay. I'm like, so the whole world is thinking that Beyond is dead, but then she just happened to come back, and
yeah, because
so
remember, she came back on that concert via satellite and shit like that.
right. But didn't the public wasn't the public thing that she was dead and gone?
Yeah,
Like she basically faked her death, because like if Tupac had did that, then what?
for real, like there's soap opera elements that
Right,
like if that would have happened in real life, and so she would have been canceled.
right.
Like,
So I didn't understand that at all. That was just crazy, you know. And yeah, like the episode with the girl fighting for ownership, and her mom was control. That was like the Britney Spears episode or whatever.
yeah,
And then like she was gonna sign with Nasty Girl Records, and then she couldn't
she
do it.
yeah, she's
And
stuck
yeah,
with
and
it.
they we only saw it for like one episode.
I guess that was the point because she tried to say, I'm sorry, Jill, but Jill didn't want to say anything because they were just all like
Right,
that you wasted everyone's time and stuff like that, pretty much.
right. I like
But
the
like,
music.
okay,
I was saying I like the musical direction. Like I believe Swiss Beats was in charge of that,
of course, yeah.
and I think I think he picked the right choices for the right songs for like the performances and them freestyling and on stage and all that. And that part reminded me of like Empire. I'm like this reminded me of Empire, like when you would have like you know the characters of Empire perform they different songs or whatever. But
Right.
yeah, that I enjoyed that. And you know most of the storylines I enjoyed. You know, like Naomi daughter trying to get into business when she found out that her daughter was like kicking bars, and she didn't want her daughter a part of the industry at first. And
Like
then the
Jojo.
daughter, yeah, Jojo, and then Jojo ends up putting her songs online on SoundCloud through Eric's account or whatever.
Hold up, and that's another thing I want to talk about. JoJo and Eric got close really quick without a damn
Really
DNA
quick.
test. That's all I gotta
Right.
say.
Right. Well, I mean, I think she always believed that Eric was her father though.
Always leave my ass. Fuck that.
You know what I'm saying? I don't
Nah, nigga. I need to go. I need to talk to my friend Dana
taking a
before I do
movie,
all that shit.
taking a movie. Why Maury probably should have made an appearance on here. You know, and
We got close
um,
really quick. She was all like, "I love you, daddy." Like, shut the
right,
fuck up. Like,
right.
I
And
love you, daddy. But she was so quick to get mad at Naomi,
right,
talking about you haven't been a mother to me. But she was so quick to accept Eric. Man, fuck out of here. Damn kids today and shit.
right,
Fuck.
yeah.
I love you, daddy. Like, shut up.
That was funny.
Fuck it.
You know, and I think like I think she really wanted him in her life though. I think that's what it was. And you know, when she realized that he could help her music career, like you know, and he made that pact with her, like not to tell Naomi that she was gonna be in the studio working on music, and Naomi ended up finding out anyway, and she realized when she heard her, she's like,
That
oh
look.
she yeah, like oh she could spit bars, and then when she looked on her SoundCloud at all the comments and people loving her music, you know, I think that was a good choice to sign her to the label.
Yeah. It's that I love you, daddy to me.
I don't remember that part when she said that.
No, it's the way she said daddy. I'm just being an ass right now.
Right.
And shit. Like, even Naomi was like, "Oh, so he's your daddy now." Can you imagine if her daddy was Cameron though?
Oh Lord. Now that would have been bad. I don't think. Imagine how that
Oh
ending would have
shit!
been.
Oh shit! Dipset.
I keep
Jim Jones would have been your uncle and shit.
I keep computers computing. I think
Mm,
that would have been bad if they made him her father. Yo. Like no,
right.
no.
But yeah, Jadakiss done made a fucking breakthrough with this fucking show. He's
Right.
everywhere now. He's everywhere. This nigga's everywhere.
Oh Lord.
It was like last year, y'all nigga wasn't talking shit about Jadakiss. Now
Give him an Oscar.
you said what?
Give him an Oscar for that performance.
I was
Like
laughing.
that part, like yeah, like that part in the when Eric got shot and he's in the hospital. Like, I'm like Jadakiss could have ended him right there.
This
He
nigga
like, yo, I
Jadakiss.
want my money,
I'm a businessman. You
right?
think I'm gonna be one of these streets? She got some goons right behind her.
I'm like, come on, man. That didn't even look to look believable like that,
This nigga was in the
right?
huddle talking about, get the fuck up.
Right? I guess I'm so used to seeing bald headed Jadakiss that he actually had hair and he was saying those lines. I'm like, really? Like,
Well, White Cliff
mm,
working with Jill and shit like that.
that was interesting.
Or
I'm
it's
like,
an
we
INT.
was about. I'm like, and I'm looking at that episode like, please, Wycliffe, don't fuck up Jill's album like you did Cannabis and John Forte. Like, you know, that would have been an epic
I don't even know
fail.
he made those beats and stuff. Those beats sounded too good.
Yo, that shit was funny.
Oh god. Oh, who else was on the show? Somebody else was on the episode. Damn, I can't think right now, but it was just
They had everybody but Swizz on there.
no. They had everybody but Ray J on it.
Ray J, right?
You
Oh
know,
God.
because anytime Bernie's in something, Ray J always gotta slither his way into it somehow. So,
Oh Lord.
oh, this is Brandy's cousin. This is your
Mm,
brother from another.
right. Your evil twin.
Or my favorite,
Mm.
I'm actually your father, Dorian. Oh my god! But yeah, this was a good season, but the last maybe 3 or 4 episodes was just,
It felt rushed.
yeah, felt very rushed.
Like
Like they were
they,
just throwing shit on the
I'm
wall.
like, how did they get inducted into the Hall of Fame already? I'm like, wasn't this the group that just came back
Then they
in
had
the
like a
'90s?
couple, like yeah, it was just so
How did,
superficial. That's when I was like,
you
okay,
know,
next thing you know, y'all gonna be the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
right? Already? I'm like, that should, if anything, that should have been like a time jump into like 15, 20 years down the line. Not, oh, we're doing the wedding for Naomi and Eric, and then we're jumping to the Hall of Fame induction. I didn't understand that.
Like I said before, I felt like more of a series finale.
Yeah, you know.
I hate when an eyelash gets stuck in my eye. That's why I keep rubbing my eye and shit. But yeah, anything else we should talk about? I think we talked about all the
I
basics.
think I think it would have been a lot better if Brianna was more featured on the season, and I think after Eve's character left, that's when the show started. It was just different. It felt a lot of the ideas and storylines felt rushed.
Yeah, I especially loved the fact that they added like a lot of '90s, 2000s R hip hop R&B and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Especially that one part when the mistress threw up
Mm-hmm.
on the coffin,
Mm-hmm.
and she was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah. What happened with that? Did she have the baby?
She pretty much skipped town.
Oh, so we don't know what happened.
Yeah, we don't know what happened
So she basically left town, and we don't know if she had the baby for Brianna's husband.
again.
But again, that's another loose end that they could have tied up, but especially for the finale, like, show the girl having a baby, or maybe she didn't have the baby.
But we were dealing with episodes about conservatorships and shit.
Exactly. I forgot all about the other chick.
And JoJo trying to be a rapper and shit
Right.
with her daddy. Her daddy, she went for like 10 minutes and shit.
Yeah. Right.
All already letting her drink some liquor and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that, or some beer or whatever.
Crazy.
Stupid ass. Worst manager ever.
Yeah. Nadine had a quick marriage, and it was like 2 episodes in she was married, and then she got rid of the dude because he
Right.
wanted kids and she wasn't ready for kids. You know.
Man, shut ass. Valeria. Her name is Valeria, right?
Yeah, Valeria.
Pretty lady, but
Mm,
she it's like she was real about who she was and shit.
right.
Let's just be real.
Right.
She knew she wasn't shit, so
Hmm. And she ended up going on her world tour anyway.
hmm
You know. I'm like, so was she the most successful one from the group? Because she had her own world tour and the others didn't.
yeah, because after initially when the group
Mm,
broke up, she went into other ventures because she even said in the second episode,
mm,
"Oh, I knew Eric was screwing y'all the whole time.
right.
That's why I had other side hustles, nasty bitches for life."
Mm. Wow.
Yeah, man. That's just the music. That's why yet whenever this artist got to read the fucking
Mm,
contracts.
right.
Because sometimes I'm not even gonna lie. When I see like all these music, some of these label executives be
Mm,
fucking playing with these motherfuckers, then there'll be some other motherfuckers like, oh well, I don't understand how he sold all these fucking millions and shit like that. I ain't getting no fucking money.
mm,
I'm talking about well, touring, ordering food and shit like that.
mm,
Like motherfuckers think, oh yeah, you do gotta, they have to pay for that shit. You know what I'm
mm.
saying? So that call me crazy, but part of me
Right.
thinks like TLC's contract wasn't as,
Mm,
I feel like there was more than meets the eye and shit like
yeah.
that. I feel like they were young and inexperienced,
Mm,
and they got taken advantage of and shit like that. Pebbles was a scapegoat. I feel like it was mostly Clive Davis
right.
doing all that fucking shit. If you ask me,
Did they end up getting they money back or no?
uh, I think from touring
From
during the
touring.
fan mail era,
Mm,
their finances got better and stuff like that. Cause
right.
that gap between Crazy Sexy Cool and fan mail, they were trying to
Mm,
figure out what the fuck was going on and shit.
right. So they're still making money off of like. the past albums and stuff.
That's a good question. I don't well because I they didn't really did they do like a lot of the songwriting. I
Mm-hmm.
know Dallas Austin did some shit.
Right.
I know Left Eye. She was the most business rounded out of all the groups and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like. 'Cause she had the
Yeah.
black group,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's a story about how she got the rights to Lil Kim's, I think
Mm-hmm.
either Lil Kim's name and stuff like that too.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So if there was anybody that was making money was probably
Mm-hmm.
Left Eye. I think
Right.
T-Bot and Chili. I don't want to say too much, but I think they were just kind of,
Mm-hmm.
they didn't really do like a lot of writing and shit too. Left Eye was doing like a lot of business ventures
Mm-hmm.
and shit too. So
Wow.
she was like the Jam Master J of the group. Let's just be real.
Yeah.
Y'all need to stop sleeping on Left Eye and shit just because
Right.
she burning down houses and shit. Shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. This was definitely a dope show.
Yeah. It was.
Hopefully, it gets renewed for season two.
I hope. Yeah. I hope it comes back, and I hope Eve could come back to the show.
Hmm.
I think it'll be a lot better.
Right.
And I feel like they did what they had, what they tried. They did what they could do with the show. With Eve leaving, but I think with her it was different, definitely a different vibe to the show with her on
Yeah, because like with Eve being on the show,
there. Hmm.
it represented the sisterhood.
Right.
When Eve went on break, I mean, the sisterhood was still there,
Hmm.
but it was just like life after Eve. That's just the
Right.
best way to put it.
Cause she was the glue to the group. She kept them
She was the
together.
mother,
Yes.
right? She was the
And
mother.
and even as like the way that it ended with them with the group going back on tour and then opening up at the Garden, and then I'm assuming Eve came out with them because she sent the picture to the group with all of them together, and I'm like that was a sign that it was time for them to reunite, and they go back on tour, and then just when they're about to introduce Eve's character, Brianna, it went off. So I'm assuming she rejoined the group. So they definitely need to come back with a season two with her in the show, like after she's off from maternity leave.
Yeah, I like how they just left that open
Yeah,
and shit too. But
just in case ABC, the big wigs at ABC don't pick it up, they can go to streaming and continue.
I swear, if they don't pick this up, but the 1 years make another season, I am going to lose it.
Yeah, I haven't even watched that. Is it good?
I'm not supporting
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to catch up on Blackish. Right, I'm gonna watch Abbott Elementary just to
Mm,
see how that show is and stuff like that. Kuji told me that was very funny, so
mm,
yeah, I'm gonna give it a shot. Plus, my boy Tyler James Williams is in that shit too,
yeah.
and Shirley Ralph too. So
Right.
two funny people I like.
Mm.
What else? I started watching the Pam and Tommy show. I'm not gonna lie, I fell asleep through the first episode. Maybe I
Yeah.
think I heard it picks up during the second or third episode.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you do a whole series based on a sex tape. I mean,
Right, like
it, it's just basically like how they were how well we're assuming how they were feeling because supposedly Pam and Tommy not supporting the show. So I don't know how
then
much of
I'm
it
not
is
watching.
actual. Yeah, I don't know how much of it is actual true or not.
Okay, then I'm not watching it then.
Yeah.
'Cause if it's not anything, if they're
Hmm.
not writing it, or they don't have any creative
No,
decision, then
they
it's basically a fan fiction, and I'm not really
yeah
supporting
they haven't posted anything on the Instagram about it. So but they supposed to be having some documentary on for whatever reason they're having it on Saturday night after the All Star NBA All Star Weekend. I don't know why you're putting that on after NBA All Star Weekend, but they're having a documentary on TNT about like suppose I guess it's the people that were close to Pam and Tommy during that time, and they telling their stories about how everything was when the sex tape came out.
it. Jesus Christ,
So
a
yeah.
documentary about sex tape.
Yeah,
Wow.
so you have a show on, you have a series on Hulu about a sex tape, and then you have the documentary about the sex tape on TNT. So you know,
Mm.
I don't know. It's
And
just basically
I still haven't seen the sex tape.
you never saw it.
No,
Oh, it's
because
it's
I don't usually like to watch
mm,
dick the sex tape. I'm more of a lesbian porn motherfucker. I don't like watching
Right.
another man's dick because
Mm.
it disrupts my fantasies. I'm just gonna be real.
Yeah, that, I mean, and now it's like she has more than one. Maybe she was with all these rock stars. She was with Bret Michaels. That tape is out
She,
there.
she was a fucking,
Yes,
I'm not gonna.
she has more than one. So if anything, they doing the one about Pam and Tommy. I'm like, y'all forgot the other ones that she did. The what? There's one out there with Bret Michaels. There's one out there
I
with
know how to give a fuck about Bret Michaels. I know how to give a fuck about Bret Michaels.
Rock of Love. You know what I mean?
Fuck
She
poison.
she was getting around like Scott Baio. She was with him. Like she has more than one sex tape.
Ew. Fucking
Yeah,
Chachi?
cause they mentioned that. But I remember when she was dating, cause that was part of. Remember when Comedy Central had the roast, the celebrity roast,
Oh
when they roasted.
yeah.
Yeah, they mentioned that. That was like one of the jokes, and they mentioned that in the show that she was with Scott Baio.
Well, Chachi does mean big dick in Italy and
Hey,
stuff. So.
see, you see, his parents was onto something when they named him that.
Chachi.
You know what I mean?
Chachi.
When they named him that in Happy Days and shit.
No wonder why they called him Charles or
Hmm.
Charles.
Right, Charles in charge. Oh Lord, yeah, she was with a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? So,
He showed his Fonzie to everybody.
right, you know. So it's just basically a bunch of like running around, and Seth Rogen plays the dude that the carpenter that was
Yeah.
um working on Pam and Tommy's working on Tommy's house when he first got together with Pam, and he didn't get paid, and he found the safe with all the stuff in it, and with the like money and jewelry and the sex tape, and he took the sex tape and leaked it to the internet. So he's basically running from Tommy's people. They know it's him, and he's on the run from them, and if he gets caught, he'll be in trouble. And it's just basically their reactions and emotions to the public watching the sex tape. That's basically what it's been about right now. So like I said, I don't know, like I don't see this being multiple seasons. I don't see how they could do multiple seasons on a sex tape.
I'm hearing miniseries. That's what I'm
Really?
hearing.
Oh,
Yeah.
just for this season and that's it.
Just for this season. That's what
Yeah,
I'm
that's it. You can't do multiple seasons off of this. They're not even together no more. So it's like, what would be the point? You know? I'm like, man, it's crazy.
hearing. I just stick to the dirt.
Like, can you imagine it? If they do this, if they do a series for Pam and Tommy, will they do one for Ray J and Kim?
Oh,
That's the one I'm waiting for. That's the one I'm waiting for on Netflix.
I mean, we already had a Survivor in R. Kelly. Do we really need do we really need Ray J on our TV screens again?
Oh man. Oh god. Survivor
Because
Survivor Radio.
you gotta do a whole series on who Kim Kardashian was with before Kanye.
Right. And we already know some of them, so you know,
This eyelash in my eye killing me, man. Shit.
the the Ray J and Kim sex tape miniseries. That's the one I'm waiting for right now. Man,
This wind is still going crazy, you
yeah,
know.
yeah, I hear it.
Jesus Christ. They said it was gonna be sunny tomorrow. Now talking about gonna be rain as fuck. I'm like, oh,
Man,
fuck this damn state, yo.
I'll take rain and snow right now though.
Nah, I'm good on snow. I'm good
No
on snow.
snow, no more snow. I'll take the rain.
Yeah, after the snow we had last month and shit, I'm snowed out.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's pretty much all I'm gonna talk about with Queens.
Mhm.
Hopefully we get another season. If not,
Yeah.
it was good while it lasted. This is another black show down the drains and shit. Um, I forgot to mention this during the diss track,
Mhm.
but I would be starting a new series on the Instagram Live. Believe it or not,
Okay. All right.
it's called a sampling. I'm trying to figure out the name. It's what someone sample the fucking vinyls and shit like that. You know, sometimes I do a little CD and shit here and there, but
Uh-huh.
it's gonna be like a sampling kind of show. So
So you're gonna be sampling live on Instagram like from vinyl? Oh wow,
yeah,
that's gonna be dope. So it's
yeah,
gonna
man.
be how long you plan on doing? Like it's an hour?
Well, see, I know Instagram Live videos are like an hour, right?
Yeah.
So if I don't finish the beat in an hour, then I have to
Well,
save
you
it to the
you
next
you
episode.
can they let you go longer, but like the normal time for a show on is an hour. So
Okay, well, I try to do like a test run
Mm,
and see like that because all these motherfuckers want to change up the rules now and shit like that. They try to be like everybody. It's like all these. It's like social media these days, like Instagram balls from Facebook, Facebook balls from this and that. It's just
right.
it's getting tiresome and shit.
Yeah.
So
Mm,
yeah. But other than that, this has been a dope breakdown and shit.
yes. Definitely.
And we did it under an hour because if it was power, it would be like
Oh
close
boy.
to an hour.
Yes. It has
Of
to be
some
longer.
shit.
It has to be longer.
Yeah, and for sorry, we gotta say this shit for Bel Air. 'Cause I feel
Yes.
like the Bel Air.
Yes.
Um,
That's gonna be good.
yeah, because I'm not trying to go live with that one and shit like that. But I just gotta talk to Mike and shit
Mike.
like that. See if he's free on Saturday.
Yeah.
But other than that, appreciate this homeboy.
No doubt.
Hope you have a
All
good
right.
night.
You too.
Peace.